A few years ago, I made a series of cut content videos on Telltales The Walking Dead, and there has been people who made original story videos, but now we have found a super early original story. In fact, this is so early that they had no plans of killing Lee in season 1. So basically, in this story, Lee would have never got bitten, which means number 1, that Omi would have never died in the beginning of season 2. And also, Krista would have never gone missing. We've waited 10 years and still don't know what happened to Krista. Now, take this image for example. 2 people in this image are dead, or so we think. So the group is Lee, Clementine, Ben, Omi, and Krista. Now, some of the events in season 2 still happen. Like, they all get washed up on river and they lose Ben. So eventually, our group is wandering around the wood and they end up meeting Nick. Also, earlier in the episode, Clem still gets bitten by Sam's dog, so they ask Nick to help them. Nick reluctantly agrees and takes them to the cabin. When they get to the cabin, Pete is standing outside watching, and he asks Nick what's going on, which then Nick proceeds to tell them what happened. The rest of the cabin group are angry though, and the cabin group try to start a fight, which then Nick keeps the peace between the 2 groups. Instead of locking the group in the shed, they let them stay in the cabin because the group is too big to fit the cabin. Anyway, the cabin group is kind of mad at Nick for bringing this random group to their cabin, and so they lock Nick in the shed because he thinks they could be secretly working with someone. I say someone because we don't know the name of them, because it's so early that Carver wasn't even thought of yet. That also shows how dumb they are to think Nick, one of their most loyal people, is going against them. The next morning comes, they let Nick out of the shed. And the rest of episode 1 plays out the same. In the middle of the night, our group is captured. But Lee recognizes one of the voices to be Kenny and Ben and a new person. And that's where I'm going to leave off this part of Telltales The Walking Dead Season 2 original story. It's real.